Welcome back to SBRpicks.com, guys. Wow, this NCAA tournament, guys, it has me glued to the TV and it just keeps getting more exciting every single night these teams hit the floor. Now here to talk over his predictions for the Midwest region up until the Final Four, he's one of the very best in the business. We've got Mr. Dave Golokhov here to talk with us today. Dave, thanks so much for being back with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now Dave, we've got Wichita State facing off with Notre Dame, and of course we found out that Notre Dame is coming off of a huge emotional win against Butler when Coach Bray found out that his mother had passed away of a heart attack. Now, do you think that Notre Dame will be able to use this emotional win to really surround their coach, lift each other up, and win against Wichita State in the Sweet 16?
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional win for Notre Dame, and I do think that this is something that's going to bind the team together. It's definitely kind of a sad story, but the team persevered, and I think now they're going to try and put forth a very emotionally charged effort against Wichita State. But I think the problem is that Wichita State is a very good defensive team, and this is sort of the story of Notre Dame that we've been hearing all season long, and this is what they said coming into this tournament. They said that nobody can really keep up with them in terms of their offense. They thought that they can basically run roughshod on everybody. And I don't know that that's the case. I think that a lot of people believed that coming in, and it sounded good. And when we saw the Fighting Irish finish the season very strong, it looked believable. But when we saw what Butler did, and I think when we saw what Wichita State did to Kansas, limiting them to 35% shooting, I think that's a concern for Notre Dame. Wichita State is a smart team. They play efficiently. They know how to slow the game down. I see them as being an experienced team that's more capable of dragging Notre Dame into the type of game that they don't want to play than vice versa. So I like Wichita State in this spot.
All right, so we've got Wichita State coming out of this one. Now, Dave, let's talk about Kentucky versus West Virginia matchup, and we'll see that one at 6:45 after this Wichita State versus Notre Dame matchup. Now, I think it's safe to say that everyone's money will be on Kentucky in this one. Is there any reason we should swing with West Virginia to pull off an upset here?
I personally don't think so. I mean, if you're looking for something, I believe, I have to double check this, but I believe Bob Huggins is 5-2 in the tournament against John Calipari's teams. But I think this is a different situation this year. I think Kentucky is super loaded. I think West Virginia is, feisty defensive team, but I think Kentucky's coming off a game against a feisty defensive team and had a tiny bit of a scare in the second half. Not really much of anything, but I think it's a little bit of a wake-up call, and I don't think West Virginia is going to be better for it. I think Kentucky's actually going to be better prepared. And I don't see Kentucky struggling here. I think maybe there's a scrappy first half, but Kentucky won't turn the ball over a whole lot and will be able to break through the pressure defense and pull through just fine.
All right, so let's play this out based off of your predictions. Now, let's say we see Wichita State versus Kentucky in the Elite Eight. Who do you see coming out of the Midwest region alive and heading into the Final Four, Dave?
I think things set up for Kentucky quite well, actually. I think it's kind of like baby steps right now. Who did they beat in the last round? Cincinnati, I believe it was. So Cincinnati was a good sort of a setup for West Virginia, and in terms of their defense and being a scrappy team, a feisty team, I think Kentucky's going to be better prepared for West Virginia. And then as a result, West Virginia gain a little bit of a step up in terms of defense, slowing the pace. I think they're going to be even better prepared for Wichita State, which likes to play that sort of matchup. So I think that's a big factor for Kentucky. They're kind of taking baby steps and incrementally facing tougher teams, but each team sort of prepares them better for the next one. So I think that's a concern for Wichita State. The other factor here is that these two teams met in the tournament last year, and I believe Wichita State was a better team last year, and Kentucky was a worse team last year. So I think now that we see them meeting up again, Kentucky is a better team. I think they're going to be better prepared for this. Wichita State definitely wants revenge, I don't think they're going to get it, though.
All right, guys, you heard it from one of the very best analysts out there. Stick with Kentucky here to stay with their undefeated win total all the way past the Midwest region and into the Final Four. Dave, thanks again for hanging out with us today and talking NCAA tournament picks.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Also, be sure to check out his picks for the South region. You can find that video or his article in the links below of this video. Good luck on your picks tonight, and until next time, guys, this is Megan Rochester for SBRpicks.com.